Hello, it's episode 3 of season 2. Last series, we talked about Dilla's solo career on that album, The Diary, that didn't come out when he was alive, but a track that did come out when he was alive called Fuck the Police. This episode is about Slum Village, and this album in particular, Fantastic Volume 2. Fantastic Volume 1 is up there. That one came out, it didn't come out until 2006. I think Dilla was dead by then. Yeah, so the year Dilla died. When Slum Village were still together, the original lineup, they released an album called Best Kept Secret, which had a lot of tracks off Fantastic Volume 1 under the name J88. But this is the album we know Slum Village for in this incarnation. Here is Baatin, that is T3, that is Dilla. But at the time it was called JD. I could have done so many tracks off this album. Common Garden is about where they're from. The track we all know and love, Fall in Love. If you don't know that track, listen to that track. It's incredible. Get This Money, Players, all possibilities. But we're going with Raise It Up. It's one of the 2 songs to have videos. And the reason I'm going with Raise It Up is because, you know, when we were talking about 12th Night, we were talking about how the first act just sets up the characters and their personalities. Essentially does that for Slum Village. Slum was Dilla, T3 and Baatin, and they all went to the same high school. I'm reading it off Wikipedia. It was Pershing High School in Conant Gardens. Raise it up. Raise it up. Raise it up. The hook of Raise It Up is literally they just say the word raise it up 6 times, but the first 3 are quiet and then it gets louder. You can imagine that working well live. Just 3 verses, 1 verse from each of the rappers, obviously produced by Dilla. Dilla's verse. Dilla starts the track off describing himself, but his verse is all negatives. There's a phrase here on Genius that says it's an entire verse of oxymoronic phrases. I think that is the word we want to use. So from the opening line, he says, I ain't about shit. Nope, wasn't me, dog. You think, well, this is the opposite of what most rappers are saying, where they're braggadocious. And oh, by the way, if you're new here, we paraphrase the N-word, so that's going to happen when I'm reading these out. But yeah, so in the second line, he says, I don't floss, nope, I ain't that guy, JD. You ain't never seen me balling out at the bar, right? You're getting the sense straight away that, oh, these are all lies. He is doing these things. So when he then goes into, I don't rock my ice and bounce foreign cars, you're thinking, oh, I guess he does rock ice and bounce foreign cars. And from this point onwards, if you haven't got it by now, daft, you must have done. Whenever you're hearing the negative phrases, you're thinking of them, you're interpolating them in your mind and going, oh, this is what he's actually like. So, and my Rover ain't the hottest Rover you ever seen. Land Rover, I guess. Dilla was always rapping about trucks, big trucks, best when it's cold out. I guess Land Rover fits that sort of thing. That ain't a TV screen, ain't sitting on 18s. That whole idea of having a TV screen in your car being a status symbol feels quite outdated now, I think, but in the year 2000 when this came out, that was the whole thing. Pimp My Ride, they'd often put TV screens in the headrests. Why? It ain't sitting on 18s. This is a whole thing. It's like in 2000s rap music, the idea of rims was so I know DM and Gemini talking about rims, 26 inches, and all that, what you're sitting on. Definitely a lot of references to the inches. I don't know what it means, but you hear about 18 inches, 26 inches. Dubs, is that part of it? I don't know. It's all part of the car, though. You get it. I ain't gaining no green, and my chain don't swing. I ain't doing my thing. I ain't doing a thing. He's doing all of those things then, isn't he? He's gaining green. He's getting money. I ain't got none of that dough and none of them cars. I ain't fucked none of them hoes in none of them bars. Well, he has. I don't smoke weed. I ain't used to mess with the streets. I ain't from the D. No, I ain't blessed with the beats. If you hadn't got it by now, it was very obvious by I ain't from the D. Detroit, Michigan. I don't be at the spot swinging my chain like this, swinging my thing till these motherfuckers bang my shit. I don't sip Mo. I ain't never pop Chris. That's Moet. I've heard it pronounced Moet, but is it Moe? Anyway, you get it. This champagne. Crystal is the other one. This Rolly just don't look right sitting on my wrist. This is not a Rolex. We've been over that. Wasn't me dipped in Sean Don. That's not aged well. Sean John is P. Diddy's clothing line. Off Daddy at the time. Sipping Sean Don. Shit, you want some? Sean Don's another champagne. I don't hold heat. No, I ain't never caught a case. I don't think he has, actually. But, like, so, I don't know what titles to trace. I ain't as tight as they say. I don't ball out with my click at all, but I do show people how to spit this raw. So that the very last few bars here, it switches from that negative or the nose that we've had all the way through that verse to say that he does show people how to spit this raw. Flow make the hose, put the dick to jaw. He gets female attention because of how good he is at rapping. SV, biatch, what the fuck you thought? It's SV. That's Dilla's verse. It was all nose. The next verse from T3 is all positive statements, and then the final verse from Baatin is all maybe statements. So T3 kind of has the hardest job here because, like, Dilla's verse is quite fun to play around with that idea of, like, negativity. T3's just doing a straight verse. Oh yeah, raise it up, 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 raise it up. Here comes T3's verse. So the way he does it is confessional. So it does invoke Dilla's verse where he's like, no, it wasn't me. No, I'm not doing that. So he's then saying, all right, okay, yep, it was me. Yes, I must admit, it was that guy, T3. Yeah, I did it. Okay, blame it on me. So he's introducing the positivity in a more interesting way than rather than just, like, straight delivering a positive verse about brags. He's including the yeah and the yeses so that you get the idea clearer of what the entire song is doing. So he says, yeah, I'm that guy that's hitting bitches that's overseas. Yeah, I'm that motherfucker. Hot damn, I'm a G. I'm the guy who's real. I'm the one that MCs. Yeah, I'm that type of guy talking trash up in your face. Yeah, fine. He's doing all that. Hitting bitches is he's having sex with women. He's not hitting bitch. He's not. So, okay, it was me. I hit your girl up in your place again. He had sex with your girl. Place the bitch on the mat and sprayed the cum up on her face. This is fun lyrics to read, isn't it? Sucks to be you. Tell the chick to participate. She call me every day. Anyway, that was an aside, I guess. He's put you in your place. I really made myself laugh there, sorry. Anyway, I got a crew that always give you what you need. We don't hold it against you if your crew ain't up to speed. It's nice of them. See, we be them guys SV. Each one of the verses, like, flips at the end. Dilla's verse flipped from no, it wasn't me to but I do show people how to spit this raw. T3's verse goes from I'm that guy to I've got a crew and we don't hold it against you if you're crewing up to speed. See, we be them guys SV. You can do what you gotta do, you will never see T3. We then get another chorus, raise it up. Raise it up. What are we raising up? Moet, Shandon. The other one, Herbal Tea and the Gorilla's mug. Here comes Baatin then. So Baatin's real name is going to be important for this verse because he never calls himself Baatin in it. So his name is Titus Glover. I was flicking through the Dilla book just out of interest, like, oh, is there going to be anything in here about this song? One thing that was in here was saying that Dilla, when he recorded Raise It Up, where is it? 187. 187. Yeah, he recorded the vocals fresh out of bed to make his voice as raspy as possible. So that's quite interesting. The first instance of Slum Village getting mentioned in this book on page 73, the book is Dilla Time. James became the producer of all his friends' music, but focused on his partnership with T3, with his percussive delivery and quick mind, and Baatin with his multiplicity of verses, characters, and lyrical tangents. When you hear Baatin rhyming it, like, you definitely hear, like, if you listen to Fall in Love, he's doing, like, Kermit impressions and stuff, and it's like, he's really changing his voice up, and he's like, his delivery is really interesting. But the trio became a duo shortly after James and T3 realised that Baatin was dealing drugs. They were still living with their parents and knew where to draw the line. They gave Baatin an ultimatum: if you're living this kind of life, you can't be around us. Baatin didn't want to be broke more than he wanted to be in a rap group, so he left. So Baatin was kicked out before Slum Village even happened. Interesting. He obviously came back. So anyway, Baatin's name is Titus Glover. That was the point. Because he starts his verse, maybe it's that guy Titus, maybe it's me, maybe he's part of the group, S and the V. So we've had no, yes, and now maybe. Maybe my name is Rasul Rasi, don't know what that means. El Genius, only Dilla's verse has got any annotations, T3 and Baatin, there's just nothing on there. So if you do want to get some genius points, off you go. If you know what Rasul Rasi means, I don't know what it means. I googled it, it didn't seem to mean anything. Maybe I'm Christ, maybe the Son, the One. People were apparently worried about him when he said that line because it's quite blasphemous to suggest that he's Jesus. but also, like, is he having delusions of grandeur? The way I interpreted this when I first heard it was just Baatin's saying, like, maybe I'm the best guy there could possibly be, maybe I'm righteous, or maybe I'm the guy who pulled the gat first, pointed it at the casket and blasted at the hearse. Why is he pointing at the casket? Why is he shooting corpses? He's pointing at the casket and blasting at the hearse. Maybe he's doing that for some reason. People, they front hard. You just learning to roll the blunt. Been there, done that. I'm on that other shit. He's already learned how to roll the blunt. You're learning. Catch up. Gradually speeding up my body till I fell away. Maybe my crew is like an omen from the Great Lake. Sort of invoking the lady in the lake with the sword. Maybe I'm the first fish who bit at the bait. Catching a crab from a bitch on a blind day. That's fun. We've had a lot of like lake fish imagery. Then catching a crab is a sexually transmitted disease. Quite funny. Maybe it was Titus who paved the way. Maybe it was Titus who came to save the day. Maybe you like me, maybe you don't. I don't give a fuck. Probably with my crew that made you raise it up. I says probably with my crew that made you raise it up on Genius, but the line is surely probably was my crew that made you raise it up. But like earlier on, there was that line that they've called gradually speeding out my body till I fell away, and it really sounds like he's saying featherweight when you listen to that, but I don't know. So there we go. That is the members of Slum Village in their original incarnation. Now what happened was Dilla was producing a lot for other rappers. He was doing his own successful solo career, but this album didn't sell. This album got bootlegged to fuck. So did Fantastic Volume 1. They didn't really like make hits. It was only until the next album that like there was like a music video that was played on in the UK, that would be, it was MTV2, and there was just like an hour where they would play rap songs. But Dilla had left by that point. Dilla's no longer here on this album. It's just Baatin, T3 and Elzai. Who the fuck is Elzai? We'll find out next time, next series. That is the end of the video. If you liked it, then like it with the heart. Me likey. Like, subscribe, follow, all that shit. So we'll be back in series 3 for more of the story of Slum Village through the lyrics of Slum Village. That was just meeting the characters. So far we've met Dilla, JD, T3 and Baatin / Titus. Goodbye.